There is a strange beauty in life's most painful seasons. We don't always see it when we're in the middle of it, when the nights feel endless, when every step feels heavier than the last, when you wonder if you'll ever breathe without the weight on your chest. But one day, you look back and you realize the struggle wasn't breaking you, it was shaping you. We often think purpose is something we stumble upon in perfect conditions. A peaceful morning, a happy chapter, a safe journey. But in truth, purpose is born in the fire. It's carved in the storms you didn't choose. It's whispered in the dark nights you thought would never end. Maybe life has thrown you into a place you never asked to be. Maybe it's taken away people, dreams, or the version of yourself you once knew. And maybe you've asked, why me? But what if the answer is, because there is a story that only you can tell, a strength that only you can carry, a light that only you can shine. Your struggles have a way of peeling away everything fake, everything shallow, until what's left is the truest version of you, the one who doesn't just survive but rises. The one who doesn't just walk away from pain but walks into the lives of others, carrying hope in their hands. So if you are in the middle of your storm, don't think your life is on pause. This is not the end. This is the part where purpose is quietly being born in you. And one day, you will stand where you are meant to stand, not despite your struggles, but because of them. Struggles are often seen as the cruel interruptions in the journey of life, the moments that halt our progress and rob us of our peace. Yet, if you look closer, they are not roadblocks, but the birthplace of purpose. Every challenge you face carries within it the seed of transformation, the quiet invitation to grow into someone you never imagined you could become. The moments when you feel like the world is against you, when your strength seems too small for the mountain ahead, are the exact moments shaping you for something greater. Struggles force you to dig deeper, to find courage you didn't know existed, to discover abilities that were dormant within you. Life has a way of using adversity to awaken the parts of you that comfort could never reach. It is in the discomfort, in the uncertainty, in the moments you feel lost, that your true calling begins to take shape. Without struggle, purpose remains hidden, asleep beneath the surface of your life, waiting for a reason to rise. Each setback is a silent teacher, guiding you towards the path that was always meant for you, even if you couldn't see it yet. What feels like an ending is often the beginning of a story you were born to tell. The sleepless nights, the broken plans, the unanswered questions, these are the fires in which your purpose is forged. They burn away fear, pride, and doubt, leaving only the strength that can carry you forward. It is in the breaking that you are remade, in the falling that you learn to stand taller, and in the pain that you uncover the mission you were meant to live. For pain has a way of stripping away everything that is not real. Everything that is only a mask we wear to fit in, to be accepted, to feel safe. In the moments when life knocks the wind out of you, when what you once held tightly is suddenly gone, you are left with no choice but to face yourself as you truly are. The false layers begin to fall away, layers built from other people's expectations, from fear of judgment, from the need to please. Pain doesn't ask for permission to enter, it simply arrives, and in its raw presence it reveals the truth. When you are hurting, there is no room for pretense. Your heart becomes more honest, your thoughts more real, and your actions more intentional. You begin to see what truly matters, who genuinely cares, and what you cannot live without. Pain forces you to stop performing for the world and start listening to the quiet voice within, the one that has been trying to guide you all along. It is through the hardest seasons that you discover the strength you didn't know you had. You learn that you can endure more than you thought possible, and in that endurance you start to see yourself clearly. No title, no possession, no approval from others can define you anymore, because you have met yourself in the fire. Pain refines you, like gold tested by flames, removing the impurities and leaving behind something stronger, purer, and unshakable. You come to understand that the truest version of you is not the one who has never been hurt, but the one who has walked through the hurt and emerged with authenticity, courage, and an unbreakable sense of who you are. Every hardship carries within it a lesson that no book, no teacher, no easy path could ever offer, These lessons are not always obvious in the moment. Sometimes they hide beneath the pain, disguised as loss, disappointment, or failure. Yet with time, they begin to reveal themselves, and you realize that what you endured was not meaningless. Every tear, every sleepless night, every unanswered prayer has been shaping you into someone capable of bringing light into the lives of others. Hardship teaches compassion in a way comfort never could. When you have been through the darkness yourself, you learn how to walk gently with those who are hurting. You begin to understand the silent battles people fight, the invisible weight they carry, and you no longer judge as quickly. Your own struggles become the bridge that connects you to others, allowing your story to offer hope where words alone could not. There is also a wisdom that only comes from the battles you've survived. You learn to read between the lines of life, to sense what matters most, to recognize the beauty in small victories. These lessons are not given to everyone. They are entrusted to those who have been tested, to those who have stood in the storm and refused to be defeated. When you take the pain you've experienced and turn it into a guiding light for others, your hardship transforms into purpose. You no longer see it as something that happened to you, but as something that happened for you. The very experiences that once brought you to your knees become the reason someone else finds the strength to rise, and in that moment, you understand the power hidden in every struggle you have faced. Storms are not just the moments in life that shake you. They are the seasons that prepare you for what you were meant to do. When the winds of change roar against you, when everything familiar is swept away, you are forced to adapt, to grow, to become more resilient than you ever imagined. Storms demand that you let go of what you cannot control and focus on the strength that lies within. They strip away comfort and security, pushing you to discover courage you never had to use before. In the middle of the chaos, it can feel like everything is falling apart. But often, the storm is rearranging things in your favor, removing what was never meant to stay, and making space for the life you were destined to live. The pressure of those moments shapes your character, much like a diamond is formed under intense heat. Without the storm, you might never realize the depth of your endurance or the clarity of your vision. Storms test the foundation you've built your life upon. They reveal what is fragile and what is unshakable. They teach you patience, persistence, and the art of standing tall when it would be easier to give in. And with every test, they prepare you for the greater responsibilities, opportunities, and relationships that lie ahead. What feels like a setback in the storm is often a setup for the path you were meant to walk. Every gust of wind, every wave that threatened to drown you, was building the strength you would need to carry your mission. The storm doesn't just test your ability to survive, it shapes you into the person who is ready to step fully into their calling purpose. Often grows from the very wounds you once believed would destroy you. The moments that left you broken, the pain that seemed too heavy to carry, the chapters you wished you could erase, these are the very places where the seeds of your calling are planted. Wounds have a way of changing the way you see the world. They make you more aware, more compassionate, more determined to bring meaning out of what tried to silence you. When you go through deep hurt, you begin to understand life differently. You realize that strength is not about never falling, but about rising again when it feels impossible. Those wounds remind you of battles you have fought, nights you thought would never end, and tears you thought would never stop. And yet, here you are, carrying the proof that healing is possible. The pain you've endured becomes a powerful tool, not because you forget it, but because you've learned to transform it. Your scars no longer represent defeat. They become your testimony. They tell others, I have been where you are, and I made it through. This connection is something only those who have faced real struggles can offer. Wounds also teach you to find purpose in helping others avoid the same pain or navigate it with hope. They awaken a mission in you to turn your suffering into someone else's survival guide. And as you step into that role, you begin to see how every hurt was shaping you for something greater. The very thing that tried to break you becomes the foundation upon which you stand, stronger and more certain than ever before, ready to live out the purpose that was born from your pain.